everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordan and today I've got another book haul for ya. I don't know what's going on. Usually I don't buy that many books, but in the last few weeks one thing has led to another and here I am with 12 books to haul for you. Some of them I have already read, but the majority of them I haven't, so I know I need to make it a priority to read the books that I'm buying. I also use my library a lot and I use audiobook services, but I still like to buy books, and so my collection is growing faster than I can read them, and that is a problem that I need to nip. But anyway, I'm gonna get into the books. Like I said, most of them I haven't read yet, so I might not have full synopses for all of them, but I will do the best that I can. So the first 3 books that I bought, I actually bought at the end of July, and I had already vlogged them as part of my Reading Rush vlogs, but I thought I'd go ahead and include them here in a real haul video. So the first one, the one that I have not read yet, is Deacon King Kong by James McBride. This is a historical fiction book. I haven't heard a lot about this book on the internet at all yet. It says it's an Oprah's book club pick for 2020, so that lets me know it might be a good read, but otherwise I haven't heard anything, and it was a total cover buy for me. From what I understand, this is a historical fiction book about a shooting that happens in a small town. I believe it's racially charged and discusses those racial and social implications and has those bigger discussions, so I'm very excited to get to this book. I've kind of been waiting for a particular readathon prompt or something to really encourage me to pick this up, but it is a high priority for me to get to in the very near future. And then another book that I picked up on that Target run was Minoric Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I have actually read this book since purchasing it. This is a hard-hitting contemporary book about this 15-year-old girl who is at a boarding school and she starts a relationship with her teacher, and it not only explores her life at that time in that relationship, but also many years later as we see how this has affected her into her adult life. So this is very hard-hitting. It's very tough to read. I ended up rating it only 3 stars. You can hear more about my thoughts in July's wrap-up, which I will link below. But it just made me overwhelmingly sad. And I know that's the point. This is not supposed to be a happy story. This does not by any means romanticize this relationship, even though this main character kind of does romanticize it. It's very clearly supposed to show the damaging effects of sexual abuse, of predatorial behaviors, of grooming, and so it's not supposed to be a happy or inspiring book. It is supposed to be hard-hitting, but I did find it just overwhelmingly sad, not only in content matter but also in tone. Very melancholy feeling. There are a ton of really great reviews for this book, so I would still recommend it if it's something that sounds intriguing to you. Obviously heavy trigger warnings for sexual abuse, rape, and probably a few others that I'm forgetting, so please look for trigger warnings if it sounds like this may be triggering content for you. Lastly, in that vlog, I also picked up One to Watch by Kate Stayman London, and I have also read this book since that. This is a contemporary book about this plus-size main character who is a fashion blogger, and she has openly criticized this show called The Main Squeeze, which is basically The Bachelor, because they typically only cast, you know, thin, beautiful women to be on this show, and she wants to see more diversity of all types, of body types, of race, of background, of everything. And so she publicly criticizes them, and then that show ends up asking her to become the new Main Squeeze. And this, for being a light and fluffy romance, has a lot of those deeper conversations about diversity and about representation in media. I am a sucker for a book with a colorful spine, and this has a pretty pink one, so I am very excited to own this and to now display it on my shelves. A couple of books that I have bought and already read are I'm Still Here, Black Dignity in a World Made for Whiteness by Austin Channing Brown. This is a nonfiction book from this author's point of view, as she was raised as a Black woman with basically a white boy's name. And it goes further than that. It's a memoir kind of about her whole life. And obviously it's super relevant right now with all of the Black Lives Matter movement issues still being a huge topic of conversation, and with change still needing to be made. It's just another, insight into a Black person's life and the struggles they go through that us white people cannot relate to, cannot fully understand, but can try to learn from and make change because of it. So this was a really great read. It's very short, so I highly recommend it to everyone. It's not like it's a huge investment of your time, and I ended up rating it 5 stars. And then I also picked up This Is How It Always Is by Lori Frankel. This is a contemporary book about this family. They have 4 or 5 kids, and their youngest, it was born a boy, and he is exploring his own gender identity. As a very young child, he's saying that he wants to wear dresses, he wants to have a new name, and this family and these parents are incredibly understanding to him and want him only to be happy, but are navigating this world that isn't necessarily accepting of queer or trans people in general, but let alone kids who are just trying to learn and express their own identities. I rated this 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I listened to it on an audiobook, but as soon as I finished it, I knew it was going to be a new favorite, and so I wanted a physical copy. And again, this one has a fun, colorful yellow spine, so super excited to own this one as well. And then lots of books that I have not read yet, so just diving in. Another book that I picked up is The End of Her by Sherry Lapina. Sherry Lapina is a thriller writer who has 3 or 4 books already released, and I've read all of her thrillers so far. So far, she's a very meh thriller writer for me. I believe she has 4 books out, and I've rated them so far 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, and 4 stars. So I haven't had a 5-star thriller from her yet. I'm hoping this next one can be it. And then I also picked up The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain. This is a historical fiction sort of time travel-y book as far as I know. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know the full synopsis, but as far as I understand it, I think it's something about this woman who has a child with some kind of birth defect or illness or disease or something. At the time that she gives birth, they don't have the medical technology available in order to save the child, but she meets somebody who is able to take her to the future where they are able to save the child, and it's something with that dual timeline, I think. Very excited to read this. I've heard nothing but great things about this story, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to love it. And then I also picked up The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. This is a sort of fantastical book, I believe, about this family. I think it's 4 siblings who go to like a fortune teller, and this person tells each of them what day they're going to die. And then I believe it's separated into 4 sections, so you follow each child through their life until the day that they die. I've heard mixed reviews about this one, but it sounds like something that is pretty much right up my alley, and so I'm excited to give it a try. And then I also picked up All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood, and this is one that I don't know a whole lot about. I believe it's an age gap romance, forbidden romance, taboo romance, and I think it's hard-hitting and emotional. I'm a little skeptical because usually I don't love age gap type books, but Jacqueline from the BookTube channel, Jacqueline, I've recently gotten to know personally, and this is one of her favorite books, and we usually have pretty similar tastes when it comes to hard-hitting contemporaries and romance books. So going out on a limb, kind of trusting her that I am also going to like this book. Next book that I picked up is You Had Me at Hola by Alexis Daria. This is a total impulse cover buy. Gorgeous cover, gorgeous spine, beautiful color. As far as I understand, this is a romance book. I think it has to do with telenovela and soap opera stars falling in and out of love. I don't know, it might end up being too light and fluffy for me, but I'm hoping that it is something that I still fall in love with. So very excited to read this one, hopefully very soon as well. And then I have The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I have not read The Guest List by Lucy Foley yet, but that is a super popular thriller that just came out this year. This is her previous thriller, and I've heard good things about it. I believe it's an isolated, closed circle mystery book, and I usually like those, and so I'm hoping that I will like this one as well. I'm hoping to read this one before reading The Guest List, but I plan to read The Guest List by the end of this year, so I need to get on this one pretty quick too. And then the last book that I picked up is It's Not All Downhill From Here by Terry McMillan. Again, another cover buy because this is so beautiful. This, I believe, is a contemporary book about this multi-generational family, and it sounds like they go through some loss, and I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know if I want to go into it knowing too much because I want it to just be emotional and raw and hit me in that way, and so I am very excited to own this and to read it. Again, a beautiful cover, pink and orange, can't go wrong. So those are all the books that I've purchased in the last couple of weeks. I have a lot of reading to do, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.